I'm Mike Abrahams. I'm 63, 5 foot 4 inches tall. I weigh 10 stone 5. My waist is 31 inches. My age, I feel around 46. My lucky number today is number 9. So what's this data got to do with art? Honestly, I have no idea. Why am I asking you to add your data to the nearby chart? Again, I have no idea, but something will happen. And that's been my way of working this term, finding things that interest me and letting the ideas emerge. And rather than finishing anything, make work that I consider to be sketches for evaluation and refinement later on. This has created a sort of Hydra effect where one idea leads to 2, 2 leads to 4, 4 lead to 8, etc. I've for a long time been making things in series, and on the go at the moment are photos of things placed on railings, inspired by a walk around Lincoln's Inn Field on the first day of term. I've got hundreds of images of dead plastic bags, and I'm putting together a collection of painted rubbish bins with numbers 1 to 100. Numbers have always fascinated me. They represent something, and that's where the reference to data comes in. Something that in one context means one thing, which I can, in another context, find it represents something else by the way it is represented. Lucky numbers. I've been playing the lottery for a few months, which started as a class activity. There's only really 2 of us who are committed, Claudia, who dreams up the numbers, and I play them. The idea is to win big and make a studio for the whole class. So what's the relationship between the numbers that feel good to us and the numbers drawn every week? Our 6 versus their 6 out of the possible 59 numerals. That's been my starting point. First, I made sketches trying to find a graphic representation of this relationship, but I felt there is something deeper going on here, something hidden that I need to uncover. Is there a code that maybe needs cracking? Maybe the first number could be a page number, the second a column, the third, fourth, fifth and sixth are words from that article or whatever that together will tell me something important, and the relationship between the 2 sets of words will reveal something. And they did for a while. I used a copy of my newspaper as the code book, but why that particular edition and not another publication? It felt too arbitrary. It just didn't feel right. And then I had a hunch somewhere about locations. I remembered that places are described by coordinates: x degrees, y minutes, z seconds north, and a degrees, b minutes, c seconds west. 6 numbers in total. So our 6 numbers identified one location and theirs another. The proximity of the 2 locations shows how lucky we are. So how do I go about visualizing this? I use stenciled letters on standard size sheets of paper, which happen to be exactly the same size as the light boxes in the stairwell in CityLit. I installed the first pair and left them in situ. They lasted for a day or so until health and safety intervened. I hope to install this ongoing series, which is an occasional series across all the floors of the building, or take over a corridor or some such intervention. But what I'm loving is this data can be represented in other ways. I've discovered that the rosary comprises 59 beads, of which 6 are large. Just like the lottery, choose 6 numbers out of 59. And that's work that's still to be explored, though I'm sketching in a notebook at the moment. And another colleague has managed to get hold of every lottery winning combination, which goes back 25 years and nearly 3,000 draws. I'm making a piece where every row is a draw, and each number is represented as a tint of black. So the number 3 is 3% black, 40 is 40% black, 57 is 57% black, and so on. Is there a pattern? I don't think you can't help but look for one, and this is more work in progress. The rows of numbers also suggested some form of musical notation. I selected at random 20 consecutive draws, which I call a score, and asked my classmates to read the numbers in English. I was excited by the texture and mantra-like tonality of the sound. I've experimented further using their different native languages and found a Chinese person whose rendition for me is the most interesting because I don't hear the numbers. I hear only abstract sounds that don't have direct meaning. I'm going to play an extract now.
41、32、29、37、36、44、30、17、11、18、22、8、31、40、28、37、36、14、4、48、24、43、42、45、34。
And further on, I want to combine the sounds with images, multiple images selected by the participants. The images for them will relate to the numbers as they say it. I don't quite know where that's going to go, but it's kind of interesting. I have other ideas of using instruments and or large-scale public participation in more audio art using the lottery numbers as source data, which brings me back to the information I hope you've entered into the chart. Thank you.